Sorry about that rude interruption. I couldn't see something straight in front of my face. So, for news stuff, a couple of different ways to find it. Under content, look, we have news and legal news. On my PowerPoint, I talk about state news. So, if I go to state Illinois, and then I will have news down here under, where is it? Illinois news, all the way down here. See that? All Illinois news. What the heck is in all Illinois news? I click on my little eye. Oh, well, that's not helpful at all. What does this one tell me? Maybe I'll have to go in it first. And I can see what's in all Illinois news. Oh, I'm in Illinois legal news. So that's not interesting. I want to be in Illinois news. Oh, that's exactly what it said. So no wonder I was no wonder it gave me Illinois legal news. Okay, so this then tells me all of the news published news outlets that are on this in this Illinois news database, and the coverage is going to be different for each publication. So the Illinois Beacon News, they have it from 20 March of 2008 through now. And then say the Tribune, they have it from 85. So if you're interested in something that's going on in our state or our area, you can use this Illinois news one. Okay, so that's doing it one way. But usually I would go through and go to that under content. I would go to so many windows open. I would go to new content and either go to news or legal news, depending upon what I was interested in. So if I go to news, one of my favorite ones here is major newspapers. Okay, so that's going to have major newspapers like worldwide. There's also major US newspapers. So you have all the big ones. So this is major newspapers, but look, it's international. You have like New Zealand and Japan and South China and Australian and even Hartford, Connecticut. So that again, if we want to know how far back, we have the Australian 1995 through current. So check that if you're looking for things with specific dates, you check that little I to see how far we have it back. Now, I remember I like segment searching on news. So I'm going to go to advanced search. And then I'm going to look through this headline and lead paragraph. So I'm interested in the AstraZeneca vaccine. I'm looking in the headline and the lead paragraph. Hopefully, there's a lot. I would think there'd be a lot if I'm looking through all major newspapers. Okay, I have 92 results. And, I can look through it. Sometimes I think helpful in a news search rather than doing it by relevance, I do it by date because you want to know the most kind of current information in a news article. Um, so that's kind of how I would run a news search here. So headline, title, publication. I like that H lead. Dates are important. See, always thinking. Okay. Oh, something else that's fun is that at least. Remember that at least connector we talked about? So let's say and at least. There's something about the South African variant. Where they talk about South Africa at least 3 times in the article. So we only have 2 So that's pretty cool. And those are two that, maybe I really want to read if those are things that I'm interested in. Okay, let's try legal news now. So I'm going to go back, click my heels, go back to the home page, and rather than looking at news in the content section, I am going to be looking at legal news. Okay, so legal news are things like bar journals or specialty publications on certain topics. So I can search through it all. So let's do H lead. Oh, this is something. What did I do? What did I do? Try it again. H lead. There's a hunger strike going on. Nothing. Ah, maybe it's not really legal news. Maybe it's real news. All right, let's do something less topical. So let's do H lead. Say I want to write an article on okay, tort reform, boring. Okay, so you're not going to get a lot on tort reform in regular news, but in legal news, sure, you're going to get tons. So all sorts of stuff on tort reform, and we can do like, and at least, oh, I should do it here. Actually, I'll do it in here. Search within my results. At least three um, damages where they talk about damages a lot. Okay, I still have 1,000 ones to look through, but I can say rather than doing it by relevance, maybe I want the newest ones first. Oh, this is that. All sorts of fun stuff. So that's kind of how you would. I get I get bogged down in interesting articles. So sorry about that. So that's kind of stuff you're going to be looking at for legal news. So if you're just generally interested in a topic, you want to know current information on it, or you're doing background research for, say, a law review article, or to present to a client, what are new topics in a particular area of law that they're interested in, new cases that have come out, new proposed regulations or something like that, you would go to legal news. Okay, so natural language. Not a fan, so I'm going to go over it quickly. So rather than using terms and connectors, you can just enter a sentence in plain English, and Lexis uses its math to determine what it thinks are the most important terms in your sentence. So it's kind of like a Google search. It ranks your results by relevance. You can just type a question in the search box. Don't use your little quotation marks or your exclamation points in a natural language search because you're just going to confuse Lexis. Just like the topic search, I would use natural language to research just general or conceptual issues, or if you're stuck, you don't know anything about the issue, so you can't come up with different terms and connectors, um, you can use natural language, but you're going to miss stuff. Okay. You can, when you're developing a search, still think about synonyms. Um, it's going to give rank to your, oh, I guess you can use quotes, to what it thinks are legal or technical or medical terms rather than little commonly used words. So you can use quotes for a phrase. Okay, if, under what circumstances can a biological parent regain custody of an adopted child, right? So if you have a synonym, put it right next to the word in parentheses. I think it just makes it like so much more complicated than just doing a terms and connection connector search. Um, so that is natural language, and I think that's it for Lexis. So don't forget to check in with me this week on our check-in week, and get your homework done and all those long-term projects. All right, have a great one, and I will chat with you in our next module.